Are you someone who likes to take a lot of courses? Have you gotten yourself into a personal development program that you've stuck to for a long time? Maybe 5 years, 10 years, even 20 or 30 years? The thing that happens that I've noticed sometimes, people resist reverting back to their old ways. So when they do, when they go back to their old habits, when they go back to their old well worn neural pathways, they make themselves wrong. They make themselves the enemy. Oh, there must be something wrong with me. And it's not the personal development program's fault. It's not the coach's fault. It's not the course's fault. It's my fault. I'm not tying in tight enough. I'm not doing the work. I'm not using the distinctions of the program. Well, let me tell you, that's not how I've gotten to where I am. I'm not someone who enjoys staying stuck for a long time. I'm able to recognize or at least give myself the leeway to say, I'll give this a certain amount of time. It might be 3 years, it might be 5 years. But beyond that, if I'm not seeing the kind of progress, I'm not going to blame myself. I'm also not going to blame the program. The program was fine. I probably got what I got out of it. But I'm also going to come to that point of saying, gee, it might be time for something new. So I think this is really where you've got to stop and ask yourself, are you okay with being stuck? You can tie in tighter to the program. You can be more vigilant. And what you're going to find is you're probably still going to revert back to those behaviors and feelings and thoughts that you don't like anyway. It's sometimes been said that you can only ride one horse to the finish line. But the way I look at it is the finish line is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years into the future, maybe longer than that. So you need more than one horse. One horse is going to get you to the first finish line. You're going to need another horse for the next finish line. So very frequently, the problem is you think to yourself, you're not doing the system good enough. If I just did it better and harder and with more vigilance and with more attention and more diligence, I'm going to get to where I want to go. But if you've been at this for 5 years, 10 years, you really need to stop and ask yourself, is that the case? Or do I need a fresh perspective? Do I need another way of looking at things? I'm not discarding what I've learned. I'm not discarding the distinctions of the program. I'm not discarding all the hard work I've done. By allowing yourself to reevaluate and think carefully about this and make a course adjustment, you're actually giving yourself compassion. You're loving yourself. Because if you're just trying to work the program harder, wouldn't you say that you're not actually loving yourself at all? You're hating yourself. You're not giving yourself the leeway. You're not giving yourself compassion. You're saying the program's not working because I'm not working. And so you're placing the blame on yourself. Now, it would be super convenient. It would be so awesome if just one coach, one teacher, one system, one program got you everything you ever wanted in life. And I think people have had that experience. I'm not discounting it. At the same time, you've got to ask yourself, how many teachers and coaches and programs did they go through before getting to that point? You don't know the journey that got them there. It wasn't necessarily the same program that they took as you did. It might have been all the years leading up, the hard work they put in, the time, the energy, the mental resources, the psychic energy that they put into getting to that point of being ready. Because once you're ready, you get the results. But until then, you're just getting ready. I remember struggling with a particular concept on the guitar, and I wanted to figure out how I could solo or how I could play leads across the entire fretboard, but I kept getting stuck in a little box and I couldn't move beyond it. I just couldn't wrap my head around how that was supposed to happen. So I kept reading different articles. I kept taking advice from different teachers. I watched different videos, pulled together a bunch of resources to try to figure this out. And then one day, I read an article by Eric Johnson. It was talking about shifting between the patterns. Finally, I made the connection. I said, aha, that's it. It's not necessarily about rote memorization. It's about knowing the patterns and being able to shift between them efficiently. And once I had that aha moment, I unlocked that ability. I now could solo. I now could play leads across the entire fretboard. There are different teachers out there that specialize in different things, and hearing things from their perspective or hearing the way they explain it could be helpful to you. It's entirely possible you've been counting on one teacher to try to explain it to you and they've explained it the same way or more or less the same way to you 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, it's not landing with you, that means one teacher can't really take you over the finish line. You have to be open to looking for additional resources, additional coaches, additional teachers if you really want the breakthrough. If you don't want the breakthrough, if you don't want things to improve, if you don't want to transform or change different areas of your life, then keep doing what you're doing. It's perfectly fine. But if you're done being uncomfortable, if you're done living in purgatory, if you're done repeating the same year over and over and over again, I would recommend find another coach, find another program, find another course, be open-minded, be teachable, be willing, be open to learning and just seeing things from a different perspective. It might not even be new material, but it'll be explained differently. And you'll have a connection that makes sense and you'll have a breakthrough that you're not getting right now.